Ooh, what is going on, guys? And welcome back to the Griffin Outdoors channel. My name is Ty, as always, and today I am at Old Cahawba Prairie Preserve near Selma, Alabama. And today we are going to be doing the 1.6 mile Indian Loop Trail at this preserve that's managed by Forever Wild Land Trust. So I am greatly excited for this trail. From what I've heard, it is a beautiful, beautiful area, and I cannot wait to get started. So, ladies and gentlemen, enough yapping. Let's get on the trail. All right. So, as you can see here, this is where we are going to be camping. See, there's the blue. I was debating this yellow trail is the one we're going to be doing. I was debating doing the longer blue, the 3.7 mile blue trail, but I was almost pulled the trigger on it. But we have some big time constraints. We want to be. It's 2:26, so we only have 3 hours before it gets sunset to do this trail, and then I want to be able to fish somewhere else, and we got a 40-minute drive, so we're going to be cutting it close. We probably aren't going to even get to fish, so I really just want to be able to do this one quick and easy and get to experience it. So we're going to be doing the yellow trail today. All right, as I was saying, it's going to look like a pine forest. Looks like that's some oak trees mixed in there, which is interesting. Looks like we're gonna, we could have just also walked right there, but anyway, here we go. We are off. So this is gravel. This has got a little like gravel service road. I think we split off on got like actual trail though. So that is exciting. There's a big sign up here. I'll cut to up here when we get to the sign. Alright, as you see, trail goes this way, and so do we. So this trail's 1.6 miles, so it's not, like I said, not very long. There's options to do longer ones like I was talking about, so if you're not on any kind of constraints like I am and just want to get here for a long time, you can do a 4 mile or a 7 mile version of this loop. But anyway, we're just, like I said, we're just doing the 1.6 because of time constraints and the fact that I have to be able to set up camp tonight, preferably in the daylight. But anyway, we are trucking along. This is a nice wide path. I mean, this is very well maintained, so which is always a plus. But yeah, we are trucking along. Looks like we got a field up there, so get a picture of the trail real quick. Oh, look at that. That's a great picture right there. Anyway, yeah, we are cruising along. Here we have a very green field. I mean, look at that. Look at these pictures we're getting already. That's another great shot. But anyway, that's a very, also exceptionally green field. And here we have another one up here. Is this the prairie? The Old Cahawba Prairie? Is this the prairie portion of it? Big field. Any deers? I wonder if there's any deers in the big field. Probably not, because I've been talking. Probably spooked anything that was in here. Let's see. Animals. Nope. There are also other people parked at the trailhead, so humans have already come through here before me. Alrighty. So I guess this is the right way. I'm gonna check my map real quick. Alright. As you see here, Indian Trail and everything else this way. I just got more of this little field over here. We're back to gravel instead of grass. Interesting. So, that was a puddle there. Hopefully there's not like a full flooded area where we gotta get everything, socks and everything wet. Because I gotta go get back in the truck after this, and prefer to not have to get the truck wet, the inside of the truck wet on the first day of the trip. So, anywho, yep, onward we march. We are descending quite a bit right now, actually. So, looks like we're gonna have a nice ascent to do at the end. So it might be, we'll put a little bit of challenge in there, have a nice little ascent to end the hiking day. We've done 2 hikes. I wanted to do a lot more fishing than actually happened. One was foiled by weather this morning on the drive. I didn't want to drive on the road that it was on. And the other fishing trip was foiled by the fact that the river was moving at Mach 30, and there was no way I was going to catch anything doing it. So we scrapped the fishing, but I'm hoping that we can fish at camp tonight, because the camp is on a lake. Payne Lake Recreation Area. So we'll probably, I don't know, I have another spot I have marked in my map, but we might just save that for tomorrow. Because it's pretty close to camp. It's only like 20 minutes from camp. So I think we might just skip over it's called like Perry Lake Park or something, but I was going to fish and there was a nice trail there I wanted to do. So it's only like 20, 30 minutes from camp. So we might just do that tomorrow instead of doing it today. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll just go straight from here to camp. Make sure you can get everything set up with plenty of daylight left and we can make dinner and everything. I like that. I'll tell you what, these Lucky Voyager poles have been holding up fantastic. Someone commented on my original unboxing of these and asked how they held up. And I just wanted to talk about these. These have been amazing. I've been using these pretty heavily for a year. Like you see me go on all these trips. These have been my sole hiking sticks. They go on probably 60 hikes this past year. And now going into next year, the one of them has the slightest tweak, and I've fallen on these a couple times too. Like I've had to throw my whole weight on these to catch myself. So it's not like they've been just being lightly, like they've been being used and they've been being used and abused, is what I should say. These things have not been had under like pristine conditions for them to have maximum lifespan. So the fact that the only damage is one of them has the slightest tweak towards the foot is incredible. So I would highly recommend. And no, as much as I would like them to, they did not pay me to say that, as much as I would like them to, so I can fund more of my trips. But yeah, these would highly recommend these. Great stuff. Alright, we're coming up on another field here. I wonder if these are what they're calling the prairies in like the Old Cahawba Prairie Preserve. I wonder if they're calling these things little prairies or something. I don't know. They're cool fields either way. But we march onward. I'm gonna check my map really quick. I just want to make sure there's no signage here besides like every once in a while there's those there's the whatchamacallit, those big wooden signs. But there's not blazes or anything, so I just want to make sure I'm not getting lost, you know? That would be bad. We are still descending. I mean, we have been going down for quite a significant amount of time. We're going to have a heck of a climb back up, I think. I mean, it's going to be like, probably not as intense as like some of like the mountain hikes we did, like the Big Rock Mountain in South Carolina. That was not as much gain, but the gain with that one was so fast. Like, it was like incredible. It was incredibly hard to do because like it was only like 300 feet of gain, I think, but it was like in like a quarter mile. It was like in a quarter mile. Like it was basically vertical, just go straight up the mountain. But it won't be as bad as those. But we're gonna have, I don't know what type of poop that is, but that's fresh, whatever it is. Very fresh poop. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. I don't think it would be that quite intense of a climb up, but it's going to be, I mean, we just stopped. I mean, we're still descending, but we got to get all the way back up there. All right, this is getting kind of crazy. I mean, it's flattened out significantly, but you can still tell that you can still tell we're descending, even though if it is slightly. So, and we're over, I think we're just about either just at halfway or maybe a little bit over halfway done with the loop. So, this could be a very intense climb up depending on how they routed this. This could be a, oh, what in the heck was that? Apologies, I got skewered by a thorn bush. But anyway, what was I talking about? Depending on how they routed this could get very steep very quick here in a little bit. Because at least according to all trails, we're like 60% done with the loop. I just checked while I was removing skewers from my ankle. So, and it's still flat. I can't see an ascent anytime soon. So, this could get wild here. Alright, the main trail is there. This is the way we're supposed to go according to both my map and that little arrow. I thought we were going to continue going there for at least a little bit more, but nope. We are turning, and this is the turn that takes us, aims us back towards the trailhead. And we already got some bogginess right here. Yuck. And looks like it's gotten significantly more overgrown here as well, so we really got to be watching to make sure we're staying on trail here. All right, we're still walking. It's pretty thick back through here, but we're managing. I also realized that I'm pretty sure that it's hunting season for bow. I think they have a primitive bow season going on right now here in Alabama. So potentially those other cars we saw there are bow hunters and not hikers like my common conception was. It is a good thing I'm wearing blaze orange. Though, granted, if you're archery hunting, you should be able to know your target. If you can't tell it's a person within bow range, it's kind of you probably shouldn't be hunting in general. But still, happy I'm wearing the orange. Because I forgot to even realize that. And I was even looking to see if I wanted to come bow hunt up here during their primitive season too. So that makes that all the worse. Let's see. Oh, I'm a bit of a predicament now, aren't I? Dang it. We're going to have to pick the best of both evils here. Alright, we managed to avoid catastrophic disaster and getting everything wet. Just a tiny bit of the shoe. Alright, we're still going up. Yeah, the maintenance is really lacking back here. Wow. I mean, we're basically just bushwhacking at this point. Alright. Here is the another one of these signs. But when I realized that people were hunting here is when I saw one of those little flags, the little streamer flags on a branch. And it's when I realized that I think there's hunting going on right now. But the if you're just a hiker and have no idea about hunting at all, if you've ever walked a trail or driven down the road on like a service road or something in a state forest, national forest, WMA, some even state parks, and you see these little streamer flags on the side of the trail, sometimes, most of the time they're pink or orange or just a highly fluorescent color, and they're like tied to a branch. 99% of the time, that's signifying where someone's hunting and they found a good spot, and that's where they want to get off the main trail and go into the woods. So that's what that means. I think I've broken that down in a couple other hiking videos, but knowledge for any non-hunters who are watching this. That's what 99 times out of 100, if you see one of those little streamers on a branch in public land, that usually means it's a hunting marker. And then if you go back further, sometimes people will have like a little trail of flags that'll lead them to their stand or something. But I've done that many times myself before, and it's very helpful when it's pitch black and you're walking in. Anyway, I think at this point we'll be almost back, because based on last time I checked my map, so I'll check it again and give you a progress update. Alright, we actually have only done about 80% of it, so we're on like the back straightaway, so it should be, that trail up there is just a straight shot to the end. They made it look like on the map there's a little bit of a spur trail here. I ain't really too worried about it. We're just gonna go straight up. I'm very lucky that I decided against doing the longer trail, because it might have been too late to set up camp in the daylight if we had done that. Yeah, I don't see the spur trail they're talking about right here. Maybe it's down there. I don't really care. But yeah, we're trying. I don't see a trail. I guess they just want you, because I don't like stepping on this because this looks planted. Sometimes the public, once again, this is for hunting reasons, but sometimes you see these public land places, they'll plant fields with grass so that'll draw deer and stuff in as just like an aid to hunters. That's what's also probably causing remember I said how green those fields were before I realized there was hunting going on? That's why these fields are so green, because it's planted, it's a food plot. But yeah, so that's learning something new. If you're a non-hunter, you're learning about hunting on my hiking videos anyway, because I love hunting. Hunting is probably the main thing I do on this channel. That definitely gets me the most views on this channel. And it has been my passion for 5 or 6 years now, since I was in, longer than that actually, since I was in 5th grade. So, longer than that, probably 10, 11 years. How many years ago? So I don't know, but a long time. One of my first hunting trip in 5th grade, and been in love with it ever since. So, yeah, you're gonna learn about hunting if you watch any of my content at all. Remember if I said, when I said that depending on how they route this could get very, very steep very, very quickly? I was correct. That is very, there's ground level. I'm holding that level right now. If that's what you want, that is like mountain levels of steep. Right there, I'm looking at this hill. That is like a mountain hike level of steepness right there. I was correct. But here we go. Good warm-up trail for when we're up in the mountains later this week. Sweet, let's go. Whew, I'm getting a workout in. Wasn't quite as bad as I probably made it seem, but yeah, but I still got the legs pumping for sure. That wasn't like some leisurely stroll over a hill. No, that got the legs pumping for sure. Anyway, but it wasn't like as bad as I was probably exaggerating it. But anyway, I think this is the top right here. All right, yeah, we're back up on flat ground. Or we will be when we get to this grass. Ba-dum. 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 And ba-dum. All right, so where in the heck are we? There's where the trail pops out of there. I'm gonna check my map. All right, alrighty. Look at that! Look at that tree. That gray tree right in the middle. That is a powerful looking tree. Doesn't that look like the king of the trees in that area, for sure. All right, well, this is the closing of the loop right here. We've just joined the loop. We went that way first, coming back around, and we will now head back to the truck. So I'll see you at the trailhead. I was correct again. Guess what those are? I don't know why they just left them here, but those are bags of that grass seed. So yes, these are not naturally exceptionally green fields. These are planted to make deer come eat said green grass. I can't believe I didn't notice that the first time through, but yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Ladies and gentlemen, another trail has been completed on the Griffin Outdoors channel. Woo, I am the best. Let's go. Everyone cheer for me. Woohoo! I want to flip you guys around. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love making these videos, and I hope you all enjoy watching them. Next up, we'll be going to the campsite, so that'll all be in the next video. So, getting to camp, setting up camp, and making dinner. The next video will be the end of day 1 of the Griffin Outdoors 2024 and 2025 Alabama adventure. So, peace out.